Yes.
All right, we on.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to our Friday evening edition of our LifeWave presentation. Hello, aloha, konnichiwa, hola, ni hao, sawadi. We are so glad that you could all join us today. My name is Shar Yonai. I am a senior director with LifeWave. And here with me is my co-host, Jane Schaefer. Jane is also a director with LifeWave.
Well, thank you, Shar. What a pleasure to be here today. And may I correct that little bit of Savati? You need to put an emphasis on Savati ka.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have a lot to cover today. Before we go on, I would like to bring your attention to our little slogan right here. Keep your vitality. A life without health is like a river without water. It is so important. That is why we're here to share the health and wellness new technology with everyone here. So, Shar, we have a lot to cover tonight, so let's get started.
Sure, Jane. Just before we get started, little disclaimer. I just want people to know that I'm not in the medical field and I'm not claiming to treat nor cure any diseases. So, my story today is I have been a LifeWave consultant, independent consultant for 4 years. I also own my own construction company for over 35 years. As we all know, the construction industry is very, very competitive and also very stressful. I feel that with all the stress I endured on a daily basis, it led to my many severe health challenges. Example, liver infections, along with kidney problems. Now, I'd like to take you to the day that I was sitting in my doctor's office and he said, Mrs. Yonai, we're going to have to recommend you for dialysis. I'm sitting there trying to process what he just said, but yet I was in devastation. And I have a firm belief in life that when one door closes, another one opens. And at 6:30 p.m. that evening, I was introduced to LifeWave, and it has changed my life. So, with that in mind, I went back to my doctor, and within just a short period of time, he said, "This is unbelievable." He says, "Your kidney function has increased by 15%. From that day on, I have just made it my passion to want to go out and share this technology with the world. I have made it my mission that I'd like to help to educate or share with people a new way of thinking to a better health and wellness.
Most definitely, Shar, and it's such a pleasure to have you here with us as your testimonial have given a lot of people hope who has probably given up on their health and wellness. But we talk about how this technology had helped you, so might as well get started. Introduce the man who's behind this wonderful, amazing technology, LifeWave.
I would be delighted, Jane, to introduce to everyone who I call a genius, but also such a humble man who has invented this regenerative advanced health technology. His name is David Schmidt, CEO, founder, and inventor of LifeWave. He only invents survival equipment with the focus of helping the world and mankind. LifeWave was established in the year of 2004. Currently, we have 80 research and clinical studies. LifeWave has been operating in over 100 countries with fulfillment centers globally. We are a California-based company. Our corporate offices are located in San Diego, California, and our products are manufactured, invented, and produced in the USA. You know, Jane, David has been researching regenerative medicine for over 20 years. And in my understanding, regenerative medicine is like amplifying the ability of the stem cells to work more efficiently. You know, David has developed an innovative wearable technology. I repeat myself, wearable technology in the form of a patch. And it does just that. The most important thing is that there are no chemicals, no drugs, non invasive. Nothing enters the body and very safe to use.
Yes, Shar, thank you. David is a true genius and truly a remarkable human being. He has developed a product so unique like none other. As Shar has mentioned, this is a phototherapy technology, and I can go into a detail as scientific words and everything else as to how it works, but I'm just gonna go with you since a few of you probably have heard how this work already, the technology, the scientific way. I just know it works by just placing this little patch on your skin, and then that patch just reflect our own body heat, send signal throughout your body, create the flow of energy and the ability and enhancing our body to heal itself. And it's simple as that, right, Shar?
That's correct. Very simple to use.
So we have a lot, and up to date, we have 10 different patches. So Shar, why don't we just go ahead and introduce some patches to our audience here?
I'd love to, Jane. Let's start with the energy enhancer. The energy enhancer increases stamina and strength, boosts energy and endurance. Then we have LifeWave, which helps to reduce our body pain within seconds to minutes. Silent Night enhances the quality of our sleep. And I'm going to share a little more. It stopped my husband snoring, so I love it. Aeon helps with reducing stress, decreasing our body's inflammation. Glutathione, this is very, very important patch because it helps to support our immune system. You know, with today's world we're living in, we need to protect our immune system. We have also carnosine. And the benefits of this patch to repair damaged muscles. And if you have woken up with leg cramps at night, this is a patch you want to keep on the side of your bed. Last but not least, Jane, I saved the best for you. Take it away with the X39.
Gladly too. X39 is our latest patch, and that patch is basically activate our own body stem cells by activating the peptide called GHKCU. And what all that about? We're not gonna touch so much of that because you can read all that on our website, and the person that invited you here can provide you with detail as to how that works. But the benefits from X39 by activating our own body stem cell is tremendous. It has tons of benefits, such as rapid pain relief. And you saw that from our past testimonial, our own Nikki Chan demonstrate that really well 2-3 weeks ago. Reduce inflammation, support wound healing, enhance sport performance. How about rapid recovery from exercise if you love to exercise? And of course, better sleep, that also help you with that. And anti-aging or reverse aging that take away your fine line and wrinkles, which a lot of us could use, right? But the benefit doesn't stop there. There's a lot more benefits to that. And like I said, you can read all that and look up the testimonial on our website, and the person that invited you here can provide you with that in detail.
Jane, I have a promotion for
Yes.
today. For today's webinar, anyone interested in enrolling as a consultant today and you pick up a gold or a diamond consultant kit within the next 24 hours, I will personally reimburse you the state taxes and shipping costs you have to pay to the company. So the taxes and shipping costs is on me, people. And at the end of this presentation, we will put up our photos again with our phone numbers where you can contact Jane or I, and we'd be more than happy to discuss the promotion we have on.
Well, that's really generous of you, Shar. And, as because we truly, truly believe in this product and we want everybody to get on and try this out.
Jane, we're gonna move on now. And I'm sorry, my voice is getting a little raspy, but for months now, Jane, I have watched you and you have done such an amazing job sharing with all of our Facebook friends successful and life-changing testimonies after using our LifeWave patches. Your mom and your boys are really the beneficiaries of this product. So Jane, why don't you share with us today your deepest core reason of why LifeWave? And this segment of our presentation, I dedicate to your husband, Alan Schaefer, for Father's Day.
Thank you, Shar. This is the first time that I come out and talk to about Alan in public this way. In the past few weeks, we have shared testimonial of my mom, my kids, successful testimony of using the product. But there's something else behind it. Why get into this this company? I didn't have that chance to use this amazing product on Alan. Alan was diagnosed with liver failure back in 2005. He was put on liver transplant list actually in about 2000, beginning of 2006. We didn't know what happened to him then. We just know that, he was getting sick, he was throwing up in blood. He went to the doctor and had it checked out. And, that's the phone call that no loved one you would ever want to get, is a call said, honey, I need to talk to you. And he said the doctor told him that you need a new liver or you're gonna die. My life turned upside down then. We have two wonderful boys and we just go, okay, well, with this new technology, new science and everything else, the doctor transplant it's not that difficult, right? So we enlist him in with UCLA, one of the best transplant center in the world. And for years, we kept waiting. But if you know anything about transplant at all, there's long list. We even thought at one time we were going to move to some other state, so he will be up in the number. But with that come lots high costs, because you have to stay there a few months, be able to get to the doctor, and then afterward. So we stuck around here. With liver, a lot of us in our business, that liver is important, is detoxifying your body. Because his liver, it was shot. It wasn't able to detox anything in his body at all. So a lot of time, the toxin would build up in his body, causing pain and sometimes hallucination, because the toxins would go up to the brain. And for years, we have to deal with that, waiting for that phone call. You know, I was in, I, it was hard watching your loved one go through that, and you can't do anything about it. All you can do is go with him, support him at the doctor's office, and times after time they keep giving him meds, which one drugs would cause a side effect, and there come another drug to battle another the side effect that that drug's given. And for 7 years, we had to wait. And he finally, that was 2005, he was diagnosed. 2011, he got so sick that he was, we put him at UCLA. We had to call ambulance. Then he was put, induced into a coma for 10 days. We didn't know if we were going to lose him or if he's going to come back, because the longer you get induced in a coma, the more dangerous that you're not going to be able to wake up. So, and then I got that call from the doctor and said, Mrs. Schaefer, we have a liver for Alan. I said, well, is he strong enough to get that liver? The doctor said, if this would have come in about 2 weeks ago, I would have said no, but I think he's strong enough. I had to make that decision right on the spot, not knowing anything better, relying on what the doctor tell you. Said yes, we'll go ahead with the transplant. It was the longest 14 hours. It was 12 to 14 hours waiting in the lobby, waiting for that for the doctor to come down and said the transplant was successful. So that was then. I mean, the transplant was successful, and you think, oh my God, here's the prayer, right? This is what you've been praying for the last 7 years, is for him to get transplant. You know, when he got, but that was not the end. His body was so weak. It was so weak that he ran into complication. And not only that, once he ran into complication, because his liver, his organ was shrinking so much that the surrounding area was big with small already. So when you get a transplant, a fresh new liver, it was too big for his that section that to hold the liver, so the doctor couldn't close the wound. So they had to put a skin graft on top and leave it open until everything shrink in. I guess God's work in mysterious way, because thank God that it didn't close. It turned out that his liver that he received was bad. They couldn't tell. His body was not recouping, was not regenerating the liver like it should. And then the liver kind of starting to go dead. So here we go again. We had to be re-enlisted for liver. Just about 2 weeks later, his condition got worse. You know, he woke up. They woke him up after the surgery a few days after. He didn't even know he had surgery, you know, until he looked down and he couldn't talk. And, you know, I was there every night praying, holding his hand, make sure that, you know, he'll come, we'll get another liver soon. And he finally got another liver. You know, as you can see, he was such an amazing guy. He always has a sense of humor. He said, well, look, honey, look at my Mercedes emblem. We always wanted a Mercedes, right? Now it's on my body. And, you know, all this was, of course, in writing, because he couldn't talk at all. We battled that for, let's see, 14 months in the ICU, in the hospital. Wow. You know, he didn't come out of the hospital. He was back in ICU for about 10 months, transferred to the floor, then come out. You know, you put so much trust in the hospital and staff, that sometimes you just like, okay, you just trust what they said. But you know what? That's not true at all. You know your body better. You know your loved one's body better. I knew that he was not well yet when they kept transferring him out onto the floor, and had to fight uh, time after time. I said, you guys, he's not well. You can see. And sure enough, you know, it's just back and forth, back and forth. And finally, he was well enough and be released into a nursing facility. And, you know, you can see we finally can have some visit with him. The boys spend a few time with him. That was one of the Christmas that we spent with him in the hospital. They were amazing, you know, but daddy was sick. Daddy tried to put up a smile a lot of time. It, you know, he fought hard, but he never came out of the hospital. We lost him in 2013, a day before Mother's Day. And that was the hardest day in our life, sitting in the hospital in that ICU. And the doctor said, you know, we going to keep him comfortable because there's nothing else we can do. And I was mad. I was mad at the nurse. I said, do you really have to say that? Why do you have to keep saying that? Just leave me alone. Just go.
Oh, I feel your pain, Jane. I do.
And, you know, I think he knew that he was going because, and he didn't want the boy to see that. I would never, ever forget that we all sitting in the room waiting. And I sent Tyler out. I said, baby, just go and sit in the waiting room. I'll let you know what happened. And Matthew wanted to stay with me. And then I told Matthew, I finally go, baby, just go out and be with your brother. I'll sit here with daddy. The minute that the door shut, closed, the thing went beep. And then I saw nurses running in and trying to and then kind of pushing me out of the room because I have a resuscitation order because I didn't know what to do. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people. What happened if I said do not resuscitate? You know, and then he had another chance to come back. So I did. I gave that order. So they tried to revive him. Sitting out there listening to all this commotion inside the room. I was outside screaming, crying, and the nurse was holding me down. Every time I hear that beep when I go in the hospital, it scared the crap out of me. I put me back to that moment. Well, we lost him that day. He wasn't able to be with us again. So we lost him in May of 2013.
Thank you, Jane, so much for sharing that story with us. But I have a question for you. Did you know about LifeWave then, when Ellen was sick?
This is the part. Yes. I ran into Julian, and this I didn't find out until I start using, or I knew her. I ran to Julian twice, and Aban was introduced to LifeWave twice when Ellen was sick. I stood there, I talked to her. I said, phototherapy, body can heal itself. You know what? He has the best doctor right now. He's enlisted with UCLA. This is what we pray for, is to get a new liver. What phototherapy, what body can heal itself? You know, we in the Western medicine, that's what we looking for. I walked away twice.
Twice. You walked away twice.
Yes.
You know, Jane, I'm sorry, but there are many people when things like this happen to a loved one, they always ask about if you had any regrets or could you have, should you have, what are the regrets if you do have any, or what are your could haves or should haves?
Yes, the first time that I sat in the Alhambra office, I remember really well. Larry was doing the product introduction. I sat there among the other. I mean, I started to use the patches, but I never sat through the presentation of the company of how it works before. I know that, Julian gifted Tyler with the patch and it worked. So that's when I started to pay attention to it. I didn't think much about Alan at that time as to what this could have done for Alan. But when listening to Larry, and then he started to share his story and he started to share the testimonial, I cry. I said, really? Jane, you walk away from this twice that you could have give it a try. And it, it might not have given Alan or stop him from getting the transplant because his liver was really bad. But knowing what I know now and seeing all the testimonial from around the world, knowing this how this product is amazing and that body can heal itself,
Yes.
I know that Alan, this would have helped Alan be the dad that he wanted to be with the boys
Yes.
and able to do things with them while he was waiting for the liver transplant. It could have prepared his body to be healthier. So once he get the transplant, he has a better chance of surviving it. And the recovery could be better, faster, I should say. So yeah, I regret it every day. And especially when I hear any testimonial about cleansing the liver and detoxing the liver, anything like that, I can't help it. I can't help thinking, what if I didn't walk away? What if I would have tried this? Would have he been here today still? I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is God put me here for the third time for a reason, right?
Yes, Jane.
So I can share his story and
Yes.
has his legacy live on by me sharing what I know and can help other people not to wait and to take action because truly, folks, you have nothing to lose and you have everything to gain, really.
Well, Jane, I thank you so much for sharing that beautiful story with us and hoping that it helps people to realize don't be skeptical, don't wait too long because there is a technology, and I am a walking and living proof that does work. And, you're with an incredible company that has an incredible product. Go share it with the world. As Jane and I know that we're on our mission to share this technology with the world and help people that we can help.
Yes, most definitely. Just go out and share this because don't keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Because, by keeping a secret, that may be your regret because you can help other people to get well and have a better quality life no matter what challenges they are dealing with. Because I know I think about it daily. I don't want anybody ever to go through what I went through. Give it a try. Like I said, you really have nothing to lose but everything to gain.
Thank you, Jane. That was so beautifully said. I'd like to remind our audience again one more time. I don't know if we can go ahead and get our photos back up of you and I so people can get our names and numbers. But the promotion for today's webinar, anyone interested in enrolling as a consultant today, and you pick up a gold or a diamond consultant pack, I am going to pay your sales tax and your shipping charges. And get in touch with Jane and I. Our numbers and are posted here, and we'd be more than happy to help you.
Thank you, Shar. Thank you for everyone for letting me share my story. As thank you again.
Beautiful story, Jane. And thank you everyone for joining us again for our Friday night LifeWave presentations. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.